First start up with Blucifer in over 5 months with our new Paxton 2200 setup. Oh, she's alive, dude! Oh my god, it sounds so good! Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to DerekBaranProductions for another video. Hope everybody had a blessed weekend, and today we're bringing you a video that has been long-awaited. Long-awaited. It's been a little too long. 5 months ago already, we took apart my 2013 Mustang GT, also known as Blucifer, and we went ahead and ordered a Paxton Novi 2200SL kit, and today should be the day we fire this thing up for the first time. I told you last time that the next video you see Blucifer should potentially be the first startup. And that's our mission for today. I think I have all my ducks in a row. So if you would, please do me the biggest favor, watch this video in its full entirety. It's gonna be more of a raw video. There's not gonna be much editing because this is like, literally, what you're seeing is what we're going through. There's nothing being hidden, there's no secrets. I have no idea if this is gonna fire up, so it could flop. I don't know, but our main mission is to get this thing started today. It's time to enjoy this car again. I miss it so much. All right, so here she is, boys. The Paxton Novi 2200SL kit. Oh, she looking good. I mean, look at that. Tell me that ain't the sexiest Paxton setup you've seen on the internet. Like non-engine bay shaving and stuff. Just like straight up, stock everything, just blower. Like that thing looks sick. Paint matched head unit, paint matched piping. And there goes my light. It died. Boss 302 intake manifold. We got the coil pack covers, and it looks freaking good, man. I'm so excited just based on the attention to detail I went into with this. You know, I love it. I absolutely love it. But that's besides the point, though. We got to make sure this thing runs, and I'm going to show you really quick what I got wrapped up, starting with the piping and T-bolt clamps. So the kit comes with these really garbage worm clamps. They're flimsy. Like, look at this. I can bend this with my hands. That's how garbage these are. Do they work? Yes. Should you use them? Absolutely not. Reason being is, you know, let's say we go and make a pull one day and we're, you know, an hour away from home and you have a coupler down there that blows off, you're going to be stranded. Unless you jack this thing up, take the whole front end off to get your hands underneath there and get to work, but you're gonna be stranded. So you always wanna take precaution with that, and that's why we went with these beautiful T-bolt clamps. They sell a whole kit on JPC. JPC, thank you so much. You made it so easy, so I didn't have to source out every one of them. We went with 4 black T-bolts, because that's kind of like the center of attention when you open it. So we got the 4 black T-bolt clamps. Boom, boom. We had the stock throttle body. I took it off. I hung it up here actually from the garage like rafter, and I painted that in here with a high temp gloss black. That looks freaking sick, and that was a must. The one thing I do regret, I wish I could have got the timing chain cover painted black, because you can see a little bit of, you know, that gray or whatever. Went ahead and threw on a boost guard. So this is just so nothing big like rocks and stuff get thrown into the blower. More T-bolt clamps down there. Got our blow-off valve, the max flow race, and then if we go underneath the car, same deal. Look at all that blue piping. Oh, it looks so freaking good. Even though you're not gonna see it, but now you know it's there because I just showed you. All the T-bolts all bolted up, and then down low here we have our MAF housing. That's all bolted up, and check this out. This is what you get with T-bolts. Like, I'm trying to move this, and there ain't no movement. These do create some false knock, especially under big boost. I think we're on the 3.8 pulley, and we're gonna be running E85, so ultimately it should put us around that 700 horsepower mark. If it makes 690, 685, you know, 700, I'm happy. I don't want it over 700, but I don't want it like 650. The E85 will take care of that though on the 3.8 pulley, so we'll, you know, it'll probably be perfect, honestly. It'll be right where I want it. The catch can setup, really quick, you can find these catch cans on eBay. It's just a cylinder catch can. You have to go get your AN fittings, your AN line, and do all that. So we went and did that, very clean. All I did was mark the holes of the bracket, and then I took a drill, made a pilot hole, and took two bolts and just zapped them into the firewall. Bam, perfect. And it also reaches on this side as well. So catch can is installed. I did run an evap system. Since I switched from a VMP Gen 3R, you know, top mount blower to a stock intake manifold, it did change the positioning of the evap, and I want to do everything by the book, everything right. So I did run an evap. It starts down there. I cut the stock head off, this part right here, and I extended it with another tube and then I ran the tube underneath the intake manifold, and I went and bought a new solenoid. You can see it's right there. It's that box right there. I ended up mounting that to the timing chain cover. So the line runs underneath the manifold and it meets up at the solenoid, and then one part of the solenoid bounces off, and then it comes through here on the back side of the regulator, and then it plugs into the boss right here, and then you just get a nice little cap. And I just put these little clamps on there just to make it, you know, look good and hold it securely. So the evap systems ran. I did start to add some coolant. So as soon as Orby gets here with his pressurizing system, we can add the rest of the coolant. I have the tune. The tune is on the SD card that's going to get popped into the HV tuner end gauge. And right now, all we have to do when Orby gets here is run some vacuum lines from this hub. We have to change these fittings. These are just like a nipple fitting, if you can see that. I ended up switching everything to push line. So it's like really high quality. It's that like 3/8 line, I believe, and it just pops in, and it's a lot higher quality than just pushing it on a nipple piece. So we're gonna put 2 push line fittings in there. Got to run a vacuum line to the regulator. Got to run a vacuum line to the blow-off valve. I have the battery right now at Advance getting charged up. I dropped that off about 2 hours ago because it's been sitting all 5 months, so I know that battery was dead. Just got to do an oil change when it's running. I checked the oil. It's totally fine just to get the car running and stuff. I'm not going to drive on it. I want everything fresh. But I took the battery to get charged. Vacuum, caps, evap line, done. Mount the catch can, T-bolt clamps, catch can fittings, add coolant, order tune, cap off. Yeah, so I mean, guys, we are almost there. We are almost there, and oh, am I freaking nervous. I am so nervous, but I think everything is going to work as should because I triple checked this setup, and I just think it's exactly how it should be. Everything is bolted up precisely. It's all tightened down correctly. Everything is clearing. When it comes to the blower actually spinning with the belt, that's the only thing, one of the only things I'm super, super nervous about, because if it does have, you know, some belt movement, which it shouldn't because it is all lined up nicely, but that means this all would have to come out and we'd have to figure out why the blower isn't aligned perfectly. That's like my worst fear because I really don't want to have to go through all that. Oh, I almost forgot. I actually have to drain the tank, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. I've never done it. So what it's going to do is once you load it and you key on, when you keep the key in accessory mode, it keeps the fuel pumps running. So I actually went and I grabbed 3 VP jugs of 93, because when you start data logging, you got to be on 93. So the red one is going to be our flush 93. So we're going to pump the E85 out of the tank into like a bucket by disconnecting the fuel rail right here. We're going to disconnect this fuel rail at this clip. I'm going to have to run some sort of line off the car that can pour into a bucket. Let that pump do its magic, and then once it's like pretty much bone dry, you don't really want to run it when it's dry because you'll fry your pumps. We'll go ahead and fill up the car with that whole red jug and then do the same thing. We'll flush it again so it runs through the lines, the 93 after the E85, and it kind of just like cleans it out. And then we'll go and fill up the car fully with this 12 gallons right there, and then that's when we'll load our tune and she'll be ready to fire up. So that's kind of where we're at, boys. And Orby just popped up. He got me a gift in the back of his truck. We'll look at that later. I'm taking care of the vacuum hub now. We're about to run those 2 vacuum lines from the regulator. Well, the regulator will actually be last just because when we get the car started, I have to set the PSI to 55, then plug it in. It should drop down to approximately 45 PSI. That's where it needs to be. But this one, the blow-off valve, we can run. And we're thinking probably run it up where these coolant lines are, maybe, you know, finesse it into that zip tie, bring it up here, and try to tuck it down there as long as we can, because we have 90-degree elbows. So we're gonna run those, and I'm gonna have to go get that battery, drain the tank like I told y'all, and get this thing rocking. First off, I gotta show you the gift that Orby's putting in the car today. Yeah. Pretty stoked. Dropping it in. We have a built Gen 1. Pistons, rods, the whole shebang. So Blucifer's gonna be making 1200 tomorrow. And then we have this MT82. It's just in disguise. It's a fully built one. Yeah. So, yeah, it's all free too, so that's the perks. We picked up Ted. He's over there holding the bucket. He has the fuel line just in case, because I got a key on to load this first drain tune. But battery's in. The thing just showed signs of life for the first time in forever. So I'm going to go inside the car, and we're going to get this Lund drain tune loaded up. Oh my God, look at that. It has lights. But I got to pop this SD card inside, It's gonna be kind of chalked video, guys. This is just all happening all at once, so forgive me. All right, tuning. Load tune. Oh no, dude. So right now I'm priming the fuel pump to drain it. We pulled the line off the fuel rail. We're just having an issue. It's not really an issue. It's just kind of like a coating issue. So I think there's just two different types of N gauges, and he sent me the tunes for, I don't even know if I'm speaking correctly. Anyway, the tune just needs the like a file switch for this device to read it. It happened last time, and I totally forgot to mention to him again. It's really not a big deal, but right now we had a half a tank of E85, but we're down to 15 miles till E. Unfortunately, today we're not gonna get the first startup. The car is all buttoned up, ready to rock. It's just the tune file isn't the correct one for my device, and it's Sunday. So as of right now, that's kind of it. So keep you guys updated, and I mean, it'll be in this video, but today, Sunday, it's a no-go. Oh damn, boys, tune's done. Oh, it's almost time.
You ready to crank that out?
Are you ready? Yeah, I'm so freaking nervous right now, dude. I'm gonna look over everything really quick, make sure everything's clearing. I mean, I've already done this 4 times. This is the OCD getting to me, but everything is buttoned up. It seems like the belt, nothing is interfering with the belt. Whew, holy shit. Okay, I think we're just gonna send it, dude. It's gonna be extremely loud, too. It's gonna be freaking loud.
Send that hoe.
You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you gotta hold this for me. Here we go, guys. First start up with Blucifer in over 5 months with our new Paxton 2200 setup. We just gotta see what she does. So here we go, first start. You ready?
I'm ready.
That opens so I can keep getting coolant in the tank. Oh, she's alive, dude! Oh my god, this sounds so good. Oh my god. Woo! She sounds so good. Wow, dude, it's been so long. Holy crap.
Sounds good as fuck.
Wow.
Gotta do a little walk around.
Right now, it should be at 45 with the vacuum line hooked up, so we gotta address that really fast. And I'm gonna keep an eye out on the coolant. So let us get that dialed in, and we'll pick you guys right back up. Gotta get that adjusted though. So the car feels and sounds super healthy. I still have heat, wanted to check that. And we are at a 196 cylinder head temp, and it seems like the high-speed fans, they kick on at 190, so that's perfect. Everything else, dude, it sounds so good. It's like super responsive. I'm just trying to get it to complete operating temp to see if, you know, it'll take some of this coolant, because I think it takes almost 4 gallons. I only have 1.5 gallons in right now, and it was starting to overflow. So we're gonna see if you know, we're gonna see if that goes down a bit, try to add some more. But I mean, if the car stays cool, the car stays cool. There could be a lot more in the motor already, I don't know. But I mean, it's looking good so far. Looking good, sounding great. Oh my God. All right, well, we're going to cut her off. I'm gonna let it cool down. I'm gonna check the coolant level. I don't think we have any leaks. I noticed that the coolant was overflowing when I had the cap off, which I thought I would have done the opposite considering it was getting hotter, you know, and it was supposed to take, but I know a lot was just spilling out. So I do have some, you know, some mess going on down there. So I thought it was something was leaking, but the fuel rails are dry at all the connecting points, and I checked that fuel rail on that side. It's good. We got our regulator set to like 46 psi, which is right on the money, honestly. We set it to 55, added the vacuum source, boom. Everything sounds, and it seems like it's doing exactly what it should. I'm not gonna, you know, jinx myself or anything, but it sounds great. I gotta get this kind of all wrapped up. Like, I gotta zip tie all this stuff. I'm not throwing the bumper on to go drive because I wanna make sure we have the green light first, that, you know, the data logging and all that stuff's good. There's no leaks before I put the car back together, because it's a headache taking everything on, off, just to get to piping and stuff. So I'm gonna drive around with no front bumper for a little bit. And, you know, if you guys want to see that, subscribe to the channel, drop a like up on this video, post notifications, guys. We're going to come back Wednesday, and we're going to have our first drive video. I'm going to start getting all this in line right now, and man, I am so stoked. To hear this thing fire up for the first time in 5 months, and there's no, like, catastrophic stuff happening, it feels good. It sounds so good, super responsive off the bass tune. Like, there was not a single, like, weird noise or any weird slurging or anything like that. Like, everything is working as it should be, and that's huge, man. That's huge. That's a good feeling. So like I said, I'm just gonna try to button some things up, just double check everything, and I'm gonna get this thing on the ground. I just gotta clean up the garage. That's step number 1. It's dirty in here, but yeah, we're making some progress, and this thing's gonna be back on the road before you know it. So thank you all so much for watching today. I'm stoked. I hope you guys are. Blucifer's nearly back. Well, I guess it's safe to say it's back. It started. That's a plus. We haven't driven it yet, but that's gonna be Wednesday's video. So lock it in. 200,000 subs. Let's hit it. And yeah, I just want to thank you all so much for being patient. And I'm just happy that I kicked myself in the ass and just got it done these last 3 days and just said screw it. So I'm very, very satisfied with that. And it's going to be so fun to take a drive in this. So that's going to be it's going to be Wednesday. Thank you all so much. We'll see you then. And yeah, hashtag Blucifer in the chat.